a lot of people ask me how I taught myself to play the violin. The way I've learned to play the violin myself is actually only by watching YouTube videos. I didn't really do a lot of research on different violin books and different stuff you can learn from, simply because I didn't have a goal to be like a violin master or whatever. I just wanted to try it for fun, and it developed to something that I never imagined it would be, like this channel, and also the fact that I'm going to violin lessons now. How long did it take you to produce a nice sound? Approximately after 1 year, I feel like the scratching disappeared, or it got less of it on the slow songs. But of course, if I play a fast song today that I'm not totally comfortable with yet, then of course it's going to be some scratching. So if your playing is a little scratchy, I would advise to slow it down a little bit and be comfortable with a slow pace before you speed it up. So I'm trying to do that still. I have a tendency to play way too fast. My very first video on YouTube is a proof of that. How many hours a day do I practice? I practice the days I feel like I have energy, the days where I'm not really doing much else, or if I have time to play. I didn't want the violin to be a chore, so I just play when I want to play. How long I play is based on really what I want to play that day. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes I could be playing for several hours. It just really depends, and some days I don't practice at all because some days you're just busy with work or something. I don't think there is a correct answer to how much you should practice, because we are all different and we all learn in different ways. Why did I choose the violin as an instrument? I was inspired by Lindsey Sterling, actually. I always wanted to try an instrument, and I tried the guitar when I was 16. That did fail. I wanted to learn the guitar, but I didn't want to learn the basic stuff. I wanted to be there right away. I wanted to make awesome guitar solos with electric guitar and stuff, and I never was going to get there if I didn't enjoy just playing simple things on the guitar. But with the violin it was different, because it was a really different way to play the instrument. It was more interesting, I guess. It was the one instrument that I was more motivated to try, and I decided to buy the instrument based on what instrument I wanted to learn, and not based on what people said was easy to learn. And that made a huge difference, because motivation and inspiration is really important. Are there any extremely challenging pieces you want to learn in the future? If so, which ones? Fun thing, I'm currently learning to play Summer by Vivaldi, and I'm learning like the Storm Presto version, something, the fast part at the end. And what's cool is that I had this idea when I was getting into the instrument and was having more fun with it, and started imagining what I could do with it later on. I said to myself that, oh, it would be cool to learn that song maybe in like 10 years, 20 years. And I didn't know how long it was going to take me, but I didn't care. I'm not saying that I am able to play it yet, but I've started learning it. So I'm going to be uploading a video showing you guys how I learned the piece, because I think that will be interesting for you to see me practice and how I learn and approach a piece. What is the technique you think you should improve the most? Reading sheet music. That is something I really need to get used to, because I started out with just memorizing the notes, the entire songs in my head, and then including the bow and playing the violin. So I would have one less thing to focus about, but later that has made it a little more difficult to play at the correct tempo and rhythm, because I've sort of made it up in my head because I wasn't following a sheet music, right? And also I didn't know how to read sheet music in the beginning. I only knew basic stuff by watching YouTube tutorials. But when I got a teacher, I finally was learning how to properly read sheet music, and it was something completely new, and I had to play really, really slow. I still have to play really slow in the beginning before increasing the speed. And just learning one classical song takes months. Somebody asked me about a PO box, and if I could make a PO box so you guys can send me mail, and I think that